How do you think Ministry of Company Affairs is really able to take care of its responsibilities? Can you give a critique of its performance?
Tell me something about the latest military reforms in India.
What is the discussion about MSP that is going on between the Minister of Agriculture, the Kisan bodies?
What is the concern raised by the Bar Council? Why is it being done?
Vikas from
Sir.
Haryana.
Yes, sir.
Have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Vikas. I come from a small village in Jind district of Haryana. I've done my schooling from Jind itself. From there, I have done my graduation in BCom from University of Delhi. And sir, since then, I'm preparing for civil services, and my hobbies and interests include fitness and following international relations.
Great. Two more sentences.
Sorry, sir.
Two more sentences about yourself.
I've done my schooling from DAV Public School, and my father is engaged in agriculture. Yes.
Great.
You like to follow international relation.
Yes, sir.
So tell me something about the importance of economic diplomacy.
Economic diplomacy, we can say, is at the center stage of international relations. For example, in Arthashastra of Chanakya also, he said,
Keep it today.
yes,
What is the importance of economic diplomacy for India?
our external affairs minister has also said that foreign policy and economic policy of a nation is interrelated, and when it comes to our foreign policy, it supplements our economic policy. For example, when we consider our relations with West Asia, economic relation is at the center stage because most of our energy imports come from there, and also, sir, business to business relations.
Now you tell me what can be done to enhance our economic diplomacy. What?
Two things you can do.
Ah.
One is you look at the person who asked question. You need not look at it. Second, you can be brief. That will help you and us.
Suppose you were to give suggestion how to improve effectiveness of our economic diplomacy. Give me two suggestions.
So here we can use the US model. For example, US has parliamentary committees dedicated to the study of particular regions of the world. In that particular context, we can set up certain committees in our parliament which will look after our economic interest across the different countries on the global scale. And also, sir, we can encourage our Indian Foreign Service officers that are posted abroad to focus more on the economic part, on the areas in which our trade and economic engagement with other countries can be improved.
Right. Good. Now, tell me something about the latest military reforms in India.
Sir, 2025 has been declared as the year of reforms in our army or defense forces. And also, sir, we have passed Inter-Services Organization Bill in 2023, and we are going for integrated defense, integrated commands.
Yeah. Something else more? Agniveer?
Yes, sir, Agniveer scheme has been introduced, which is a kind of a 4-year service period for the new recruits.
Recently, there was some report regarding that the promotion of officers to Lieutenant General rank will be based on merit. So, what do you understand by this?
So, in this particular context, I would have to study the meaning of merit in that particular report.
So, you're not aware of that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, tell me, what is the interaction between domestic and foreign policy today in India?
When it comes to our foreign policy, interaction in domestic policy and foreign policy is interrelated. For example, we also go for, we can say, para-diplomacy, where we encourage states to develop relations with the cities or the states of foreign countries. For example, our city of Ahmedabad cooperates with the city of Kobe in, we can say, Japan. So in that particular context, our domestic policy supplements our foreign policy also.
Okay, so is this a liability or it is a kind of an asset
Sir, I see it as an asset because we are taking states as active partners in development.
But say River Teesta problem with Bangladesh, we have not been able to solve because the local government is insistent we will not solve, though it is in our interest to solve this problem.
That is primarily because the relevant state that is in question, that is in engagement also, it is also a water deficit state, so it has the right to highlight its concern. But I think we can bring that particular state also on table, and through negotiations we can sort it out.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right, Vikas. You have been a volunteer in your village youth committee.
Sir.
How did you get into it? What was the reason for that, for volunteering?
This particular committee was there earlier also, but it was not formalized. So since childhood, we used to contribute in it. And as per the new rules of the committee, we registered it in 2018 under the Indian Trust Act. And the minimum age for the membership is 18 years. After 18 years, I joined it automatically, sir.
What was your charter?
Sorry, sir.
What was the role and the duty that you were performing?
Sir, this particular committee
Are you
looks
still the volunteer?
Yes, sir, I'm still a volunteer, but I use in these days I live in Delhi, but whenever I go to the village, I contribute to.
So, what is your contribution? What do you do there?
Sir, it looks after the socio-economic welfare or the overall welfare of the village. For example, we were active in COVID containment in the village, and also we were carrying out the campaigns for we can say Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme of the government in the village.
So there is already framework for that available.
Sir, it
What is
was
the need for having another committee for that?
Sir, it was not specifically for Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, but we carried it out on our initiative itself. And also when it comes to COVID, we proactively campaigned for the villages to get vaccinated. In that particular context, this particular committee takes initiative on its own.
So what is the view now about the Beti Padhao Beti Bachao wala scene in your village?
Sir, the tax ratio has improved, and also the educational outcomes in village are also improving.
You are from Jin, and there are a lot of military personnel there, serving and retired, is it?
Sorry, sir?
In Jin, there are a lot of army personnel, army people,
Who have retired from the armed forces.
serving and retired.
Sir, there are people who have served in the military forces or have
A
retired.
large number joined from Jin.
Sorry, sir, I need to check about it.
Right. The Law Ministry wants to bring in a new draft bill to amend the Advocates Act 1961.
Yes, sir.
What is the need for that, and what is the concern raised by the Bar Council? Why is it being done?
Sir, as per the limited knowledge that I have on this particular bill prohibits all the lawyers from carrying out a boycott of the proceedings of the court. And to streamline the proceedings of the court, this particular bill was introduced, and advocates are opposing it, that this particular bill is taking away our right to protest.
So basically, it's affecting their autonomy as they are bringing it out.
Yes, sir. Advocates are saying that it is affecting our economy, but the government is.
Autonomy.
Sorry, sir.
Autonomy. It is affecting their autonomy and independence.
Sir, they are saying that it is taking away our right to protest in certain circumstances, to, we can say, on the matters that affect the interests of advocates or lawyers.
So what are the next steps? What should the government do now?
So for that, I think a committee can be formed in order to take all the advocates or the Bar Council in consensus.
Take people on board.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What is the discussion about MSP that is going on between the Minister of Agriculture and the Kisan bodies?
The farmer unions are demanding a legal status for MSP, and also they are saying that MSP should be available to all the farmers across the country and for all the crops.
The present state of discussions.
Sir, yesterday our Ministry of Agriculture, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, have carried out discussions with the farmers, and he is saying that positive outcomes have been noticed in the discussions with the farmers, and they are going to carry it forward.
What is the impact? You are cost accountancy. You are cost accounting, na? Right. So the farmer bodies have said guaranteeing, giving a legal guarantee to MSP would carry this much amount of money. What is the estimate which is now being examined by the government?
Sorry, sir, I need to check it for the figures.
Now, in Gurgaon, the housing has become very expensive. What could be the reason for that? Real estate has become very expensive.
So for that, I think of many reasons are there. First of all, the boom in the industrial sector in Gurgaon. The IT companies are there, which had made it a metropolitan area. Secondly, its proximity to Delhi is also a reason that the real estate sector is seeing so much of, we can say, expensive land or the real estate.
Can you talk in terms of the area of your specialization? You are a cost accountant also. Can you think from that perspective?
Sorry, sir, I need to check about.
Unable. Huh? Achha. Now, Haryana, they say there's a lot of unemployment in Haryana. Do you agree with this statement?
Yes, sir. As per the estimate, the unemployment rate in Haryana is above 30%.
But Haryana is one of the leading states. So much of money coming up.
Yes, sir.
Gurgaon. Everything has got a cost component there.
Yes.
And even Haryana also. So how do you say that?
It is because of many reasons. First is the influx of the migrants or the workers from across the country has resulted into a migration boom, and it has reduced the job for the locals. And also, sir, the locals lack particular skills that are needed in these particular industries. So that is also a reason. And thirdly, sir, the local population, they say that we are not able to, or we are not willing to work at low wages, and they prefer to engage in the agricultural activities itself instead of coming for low wage jobs in these industrial regions.
Yeah, but they want government jobs, and government also doesn't pay much.
Yes.
It's only the private sector which pays you so much. So how do you explain this contradiction?
Sir, when it comes to government jobs, the aura of government jobs is very much there in the state. In fact, it is very much across the country itself. And when it comes to government jobs, it gives you a sense of security, and it gives you continuous appraisals. For example, the recent economic survey.
No, but I asked you a very specific question. You said they do not want to work on low wages.
Yes, sir.
Government does not give you the type of wages which the private sector perhaps gives you. Then they should make a beeline for that. But everybody wants a government job.
When it comes to government job, the government also provides other benefits and perquisites also. So that kind of attracts the people.
One last question. Why do you want to join the civil service?
Sir, I came into interaction with the civil servants during my period of service in the village youth committee itself, and from there I observed that these particular civil servants have tremendous potential to make a change to the society. From there on, I got the inspiration to join the civil services, that I can make a difference in the society coming from a small village. And I also know we can say, have the problems of rural counterparts also. So in that particular context, I can say that I can make a difference to the society by joining civil services.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I want to discuss IVC 2016 with you.
Yes, sir.
Because with your background BCom, I couldn't think of anything else which is directly concerned with. So, what amendments have been made to the original Act 2016?
Sir, after that, I think an amendment was made during the COVID times, which relaxed the period for the resolution or the insolvency proceedings of a particular company. I can only remind of this particular amendment only, sir.
How much did it make? From how much to how much?
Sir, As per an estimate, earlier the insolvency resolution process of companies used to take more than 2 years, and
How
now it
much
has.
did they make? They reduced to how much?
Sir, at present they are saying that it is around 600 days.
600 days. I thought it was 180 days plus 90 days.
Yes, sir.
With the permission of.
Stipulated time is 330 days. Sir.
And somebody said that IBC is no longer in ICU, but certainly it is in a hospital.
Yes, sir.
Why such a view?
Sir, because the stipulated time limit that is being put in IBC, it has been violated frequently, and the proceedings take a longer time. And also, sir, have been a call of reforms in IBC. In the budget also, the government has proposed that we are going to come up with certain reforms in IBC. For example, introduction of technology to streamline the process of IBC or the insolvency resolution process.
Can you think of any good case, major case which has been resolved?
Sir, the classic case which has been put in this particular context is case of Bhushan Steels, which was acquired by the Tata Steel.
And there was another steel which was acquired by.
Sorry, sir, I need to check about it.
Lakshmi.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay. How do you think Ministry of Company Affairs is really able to take care of its responsibilities? Can you give a critique of its performance?
Ministry of Corporate Affairs have come out with multiple acts like Companies Act 2013, and it has also strengthened the accounting standards that are being put for the companies to comply with the financial accounting part. And so when it comes to its negatives, we can say that in past it was a kind of, we can say, certain shortcomings in the ministry to contain the frauds that were being committed by the companies. For example, the Satyam scandal was there, and multiple scandals have been, we can say, undisclosed in the financial accounting part. So in that particular context, we can say that the performance of Ministry of Corporate Affairs is decent, but there is a scope of improvement.
There was a particular body which was exclusively set up for handling the frauds. Can you think of its name?
So there are multiple agencies that, for example, the Serious Frauds Investigation Office.
Serious Frauds Investigation.
Also, sir, National Financial Reporting Authority is also there.
SFI.
Yes, sir.
Is it doing a good job?
I need to check about the facts.
Achha. What are other bodies, you said?
The National Financial Reporting Authority is there.
Financial reporting.
Yes, sir.
That also looks into frauds.
Sir, it checks about the auditing part, the auditing of the companies.
Auditing.
Yes, sir.
There was some fraud which was relating to the even auditors. Do you recall it? And it
Sorry,
was
sir.
handed over to somebody, then company was handed over to somebody.
Sorry, sir, I need to check about it.
Okay. And how do you see the trade and commerce in India responding to the changing circumstances?
Sir, with the external world or in the domestic sphere?
You take the highlights, whichever way you want to.
Sir, when it comes to our domestic commerce, our trade and commerce has changed drastically. For example, the influx of, we can say, digital economy and e-commerce, it has totally revolutionized the trade and commerce part in our domestic sphere. And when it comes to our external trade with the countries like Western countries like US has undergone major shift, and now we are exporter, turning an export hub in we can say in the coming times, as also the export policy that was unveiled, it has set up a target of $2 trillion of exports by 2030.
Why we can't handle our trade with China? What is the trade deficit?
Sir, as per the best of my knowledge, it is around $85 billion.
It is more, but it is in that order. You are
Yes, sir.
right. It is 100 plus anyway. So what to do?
Sir, to decrease this particular trade deficit, we need to take the help of China plus one strategy of the Western countries, and we need to attract investments from the companies that are leaving China because of the US-China trade war. Secondly, sir,
They are going to Vietnam. They find Vietnam more comfortable. Why should they come to you?
yes, sir, for that, I think we need to carry out reforms. For example, in recent economic survey, our chief economic advisor has also said that the government needs to get out of the business and let the private sectors take over in the economic part.
Okay. Last question. What was Dronacharya's contribution in Mahabharata? Your school is named after Dronacharya.
Yes. Sir, he was the teacher of Kauravas and Pandavas, and also, sir, he fought from the Kaurava side in the Mahabharata war. And when the Pandavas were on the exile, he used to look after the affairs of Indraprasth state, which was handed over to the Pandavas earlier.
And what was his son's role? Ashwathama.
Sir, his son also fought from the side of Kauravas.
What was other feature or other part of his action?
Sir, when the Mahabharata war was coming to an end, he used Brahmastra against the son of Parikshit, who was the son of Arjuna, and also, sir, he killed the son of
Arjuna was Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu's, yes, sir.
Abhimanyu's son.
Yes, sir. Abhimanyu's son.
Parikshit.
Yes, sir. Parikshit, when he was in the womb of his mother, and also, sir, he killed the sons of Pandavas in the night.
5 sons of Pandavas, all Yudhishthira, Bhim and all, he killed them.
Yes, sir.
So what was the sharp he was given by their mother?
I'm not aware.
Don't bother. Anyway, so we conclude your interview.
Thank you, sir.
Vikas, and I'll request my colleague to give your assessment on my behalf.
Few suggestions. One is that you have to little bit relax and little bit smile. Sometimes you become very serious.
Okay, sir.
All right. Second is that listen carefully to what is being asked. Think whether you have the required material, and then answer very briefly in a structured and prioritized manner.
Okay, sir.
Say, I asked you on military reform. You gave 2, but you missed out others. Just concentrate. Instead of going into detail, just give 1, 2, 3, 4. You didn't talk about CDS. I had to prompt you on Agniveer,
Yes.
women role, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So you should have some facts, figures also when you're saying all this. Okay, so keep it like that, to the point. And then I would say that, because what you have written, some of the things, following international relations, so this could attract the interest of the board. So they might ask you some questions which are linked to ongoing global crisis.
Yes, sir.
Things like climate change, how it will impact India's geostrategic interest.
Yes, sir.
It could attract the attention on the big issues of, West Asia. All right.
Yes.
So pay special attention to, first and foremost, India and its neighborhood.
Okay, sir.
Because you have written this, international relation, following.
Yes, sir.
What are the major problems and major challenges, and what can be solution? Since you follow,
Yes, sir.
you are expected to come up with something innovative.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so keep that in mind. Then I would say read the newspaper and make a small question bank of, say, 50, 40 important questions that come out from the present major issues that are dominating the headline.
Okay, sir.
Okay, either you go to the Indian Express or somewhere and make it in bullet points. No, that's a very good way to prepare. Just what is the facts and figure, challenges, solution, and then what is your opinion.
Okay, sir.
And last is you must read the paper every day. From today till your 2nd of April.
Okay, sir.
And thoroughly. And keep updating this note. Keep revising them. And I'm sure you're a very good candidate, but little bit of smile and little think what they are being asked. Give it a moment of gap. Sometimes you just start answering. You are seem to be in a hurry.
Okay, sir.
If you do that, I'm sure you'll do much better.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, right. Vikas, you've done well generally, and you're well dressed, self-confident, and your entry was rather confident, I would say. But a couple of points for your further improvement, shaving you have to do before
Okay.
going. And as sir has brought out the newspapers part, I asked you a question from newspaper about Advocates Act 1961, the
Yes.
bill that is going to be bill for amendment of the same.
Yes, sir.
So you've got to be going in details of all the newspapers, especially of that day and a couple of days earlier, 15 days at least.
Yes, sir.
You may refrain from phraseology like in my limited knowledge. Just say what you have to say. You
Okay.
can cut out this part.
Okay, sir.
Fix नहीं करना इसको.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है? And don't say sorry, sir. Nobody knows everything.
Okay.
You might say, sir, I'll read up. I'll go over it again.
Okay, sir.
Something like that. And your top button, I think, needs to be closed. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Because actually I was asking a lot of questions from the cost context. And even when I was talking about the MSP, in fact, the discussion has been going on at the, perhaps I've not been reading newspaper as has been pointed by two of my esteemed colleagues. They say the farmers' body say 25,000 crores only. So the minister says, okay, we'll get examined. So that is the stage. That is the present stage.
Right.
So we expected, I expected, because coming from an agriculture background, getting back to the village many times, coming over to the issue of Haryana. Then again, I asked you about, first about unemployment. You started contradicting your own position, in fact, But there's tremendous place for a government service for a variety of reasons, But then you also started talking in terms of wages, So the private sector obviously functions on the what you call on the principle that is funded. It's not a egalitarian sort of wage structure.
Yes, sir.
But at the top they pay fabulous amount of money. So when we're talking in terms of the employment, they say it is more in terms of the demand is not the private sector, the demand is for the government sector. And also in terms of fact that gives them a lot of what you call social recognition, the things, So you can always program or answer in a manner that it sounds more convincing.
Okay, sir.
And don't get into the controversial aspects, Then of course I was asking you about the costing of. Again, I specifically mentioned why is reality so expensive in Gurgaon. You can again go back to this, and it is going to be costing much more now. Now they have put the EDC from this year onwards, which will be 21 times 20%, and then next year onwards 10% every hike. See, everything when we talk in terms of cost of accounting, then of course you also try to see to it that you answer in that fashion rather than answering like a layman.
Okay.
There are so many. See, for a variety of reasons, Gurgaon has become a very attractive destination because of its strategic location, because of the employability and the employment that it offers.
Yeah.
Also because of the latest lifestyles,
Yes, sir.
and the proximity to the airport. So those are many of the reasons,
Yes.
But many of the land banks which the bigger developers have, but then apart from that, the cost at which they are acquiring is also very high. And obviously they're making back to the money, undeniably. But costing is also in turn. They say, okay, we are doing for the very Uber lifestyles, The costing will obviously go up, go much more locationally. So there's so many issues, So this is exactly what I wanted you to be thinking about, because try to be very specific in answers,
Okay, sir.
Try to understand what the board member wants to ask you, what you should be talking about. right?
Okay.
And the areas that you have mentioned in your DAF becomes very, very, I mean, they become very critical for answering those questions. Huh? Thank you.
Thank you.
I suppose you like the suggestions we have given.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Good. Do you have any questions, Vikas?
No, sir. तो मेरा बस एक वो कंसर्न है सर,
जी।
मैं गैप लेके जब भी सोचना चालू करता हूँ ना तो कम्प्लीटली ब्लैकआउट काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन हो जाती है, बट जब बोलने लगता हूँ तब आइडियाज आ जाते हैं, जिससे स्ट्रक्चरिंग में जो
अच्छा,
होता
मैं
है
आपको उसमें एक प्रॉब्लम बता रहा हूँ। हर कैंडिडेट को 20 से 25 मिनट मिलता है और उसमें बोर्ड की ये कोशिश रहती है कि जितने सवाल कवर कर सके हो उतना ही अच्छा है। तो सवालों का जवाब ब्रीफ में देने की आदत थोड़ा डालनी थोड़ा, क्योंकि हर आदमी, देखिए जो आदत है उसको मूलतः एकदम तो नहीं बदला जा सकता।
यस सर।
मगर रियल लाइफ में भी जब आप सिविल सर्वेंट बनेंगे तो जो भी आपके पास आएगा उसको आप लंबा तो नहीं सुनाएंगे, जो भी है ना उसको भी ब्रीफ में बताना पड़ेगा।
यस सर।
वो तो लंबा सुना सकता है, आपको अपनी परेशानी लेके आया है, आप लंबा नहीं सुना पाएंगे, आपको तो थोड़ा सा टाइम मिलेगा। तो यहाँ बोर्ड में भी आपको वही प्रयास करना है। जस्ट जो भी विषय है उसके बारे में जो आपने बताया, पहले सोचो, सुनो ध्यान से, सोचो और तब बताओ। गैप लेके सोचने की बात नहीं है, ये सुनने के बाद जवाब देने की बात का सजेशन दिया गया है।
ओके।
ऑल द बेस्ट।
Yes, sir.